maple syrup. Yeah, there's such a lot of basics that makes a good canned cook.
I wasn't too bad at it because I've been cooking since I was like 10, as you do in a farm family. But I always remember one morning, this is what we had 32 passengers, raining like the very devil over in Northern Territory in April, and it was one of the Harry Butler trips. And Harry's actually a good camp cook, but of course that wasn't his job, that was my job. Silly Paul to ask me to do that. But one of the things I put plenty of on board was baked beans. I love baked beans, particularly with bacon and eggs. And on this particular morning, we had to sort of get up and leave in a hurry. I don't know if it was rain or where we had to go or what. So I thought, right, I'll use the baked beans this morning, and we did the quick baked eggs, baked beans. Everybody loved it. Everybody ate them up. Harry took me aside later and tore strips off me. I never want to see baked beans on the recipe again, he said. I've got to sit in this bus with 32 people farting. I thought, well, I don't fart that much from baked beans.
Well, the one and only time I went as a cook with Paul, we got all the way down the Gibb River Road to, where was it? I think it might have been Manning Gorge, and he had forgotten to pack all of the camper ovens and everything. We had
No.
So he had to take a trip back to Kununurra, and I had to somehow find a way of cooking. And I just did it all in the coals, and everybody was impressed. Nobody knew. Thank God.
Shovel.
I had foil.
I think
I did the shovel.
I did redeem myself.
Got to have a shovel.
Trip because Harry kept stopping us too late, and I couldn't get the roasts done. And I had, lamb, and I had chickens, and I had beef, and all these roasts that I had there. And I said to him, I said, you've got to stop early enough for me to do camp oven roast. And one thing I can cook, it's a jolly good roast. Anyway, so he finally pulled up at 2 o'clock and said, this all right for you? It's a hard man to please. But anyway, it would have been fairly early in the afternoon when I was getting myself all set up. And he used to try and tell me how to put my kitchen until I actually went for him and said, it's my kitchen, I'm the cook. Get out. After that, actually, he was really good. Really good. He used to tiptoe around saying, don't upset the cook. And he was fine. But anyway, this particular afternoon, it started to rain, and it rained, and it rained, and it rained. And I cooked on the outside campfire 4 big roasts for 32 people beautifully. It just... I could hardly take the lid off because, to turn the meat or anything or the veggies when I put them in because it was so much rain. But I managed to, I just slide it back a little bit and turn one and then slide it the other way and turn the other. But it just turned out beautifully. And then we rigged up a little bit of tarpaulin for them to sort of squeeze in under to eat their dinner. But most of them got back on the hino and ate it up there in the vehicle. But I was so proud of myself because it was horrendous circumstances.
It's amazing what you can do though.
Like
those situations.
Getting that cup of coffee going when we had helicopter in.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
Thank God I carry a bowl of metho.
We worked
I never go anywhere without the metho.
God, we were so
I haven't heard this story.
We were
drinking.
We were all,
No.
we went out with Lee to check the toads by chopper out into the Northern Territory wetlands. And it was dry.
Yeah.
But Murphy's rule, in came the storm,
Yep.
and we were on the wetlands in this long grass.
And in fact, you know how close we were to the saltwater crocodiles?
Yes.
Everywhere we were walking, we were all in danger.
And we were...
I lost a pair of glasses.
Yeah, I remember those.
Anyway, I woke up, saturated like everyone else. Poor old Dell's up there under a plastic bag raincoat and absolutely freezing. So we start to try and light a fire. Well, we worked for flaming hours.
An hour and a half it took us to get that thing going. And
Just
out
to
come
get the fire going.
With the metho.
iPad down the first aid kit.
Little chips and build it up.
Anything we could find that was dry, and there wasn't much.
It was
Finally.
a horrendous toad bust.
Oh, it was. It was shocking.
Actually, I'll give Harry this. I mean, he did really know what he was doing in the bush. He was incredible. And that night, he somehow, with wet wood, built the biggest, best bonfire, and because everybody had wet clothes or wet tents. It was really, that whole trip, we're out for 2.5 weeks or something, and it rained so much.
Dean said he was very good to work with.
He
worked
was.
with
He-
him on Barrow Island for years.
The minute you actually stood up to him, I should have stood up to him earlier. The moment I stood up to him, he couldn't help me enough. Yeah, he came in and did some of the cooking for me, and which before he wouldn't touch, and he was happily show me, you know, whatever. I think the funniest thing was when we finished that trip, because we'd gone out onto the Edmund Pellew Islands and off Nhulunbuy, and it was a fantastic trip. But when we got back to Darwin, we all checked into the big hotel on the Strand there and had a big night dinner, and they presented me with a present. Thank you for cooking.
Oh,
Had a
nice.
camp cook. I've still got the book sitting in the bookshelf there. Had a camp cook, so I think I was sort of
Reminds
found
me of
out.
my book, Rabbit on a Shovel. Some great little tips in that book.
There is,
I miss
gotta-
Rabbit. I really
I
do.
love it.
Yeah, me
bought-
too.
Do you know how much it cost me to buy
Oh,
a
I
rabbit?
wouldn't buy rabbit, Del.
$27 I paid for a
Where are
rabbit.
you getting?
Well, grab a bargain, but there's rabbits around at the butcher shop.
Well, there was one at
$25.
Lakeside the other day. You could have
Yeah.
just come and got it. They wanted to get rid of it.
It's farm rabbit.
It is farm rabbit,
Farm
is
rabbit.
it?
Farm
Oh, then
rabbit.
that'd be all right. Oh,
Because
okay.
I also bought half a dozen quail.
Oh, I love your quail.
Poor little
Oh,
quail.
no.
If you
Poor
took
little-
them,
quail is to die for.
Oh
yeah,
no,
but
it's only
probably,
bones.
you know, Will's brother works at a quail farm
Does he?
in New South Wales, and he's always giving us packets of quail. Like, and you get 12 to a pack, frozen.
Too many bones in
And
it.
no, and anyway, I took them home and I opened it and I thought, what the flaming hell am I going to do with these? And anyway, I mean,
Does he still send them?
no, he doesn't send them. We get them when we go over, but I can freeze them and always bring them back.
Yes.
And anyway,
And then Del can cook.
I fed
cook
them
a
to the-
feast.
Cook to
I
feed
give them
him.
to the dog.
Quail.
And anyway, then he came out and he said, I know he invited us into his place for dinner. And like he's a bachelor. And we hate going to gyms. He cooks some shocking meals. And anyway, I said, no, we've got to go, Will. You know, you can't be rude. And anyway, so we go into gyms and he dishes up quail and vegetables. It was absolutely beautiful. I said, Jim, how did you cook these bloody things? And he said, oh, you marinate them, put them in the cellophane bags, and then cook it in all the juices. It was absolutely delicious.
How do you do yours?
Oh, I roll mine in prosciutto, and then I do a quick butter and oil browning, and then I pour in the white wine.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
and
there's
then
not
just-
that much meat on it.
Oh no, but when they're
Beautiful.
cooked nice,
Beautiful.
they are beautiful.
I've only eaten them
And then
once,
serve
and
it
I-
with a beautiful garlic mashed potato with
Yeah.
parsnips or something like that.
No,
Yeah.
I've experienced Del's
Yeah.
quail.
I've
They're just
only ever
absolutely
had it
beautiful.
once, and it was a good restaurant. But I felt so sad about because I think quail as birds
Two
are
per
beautiful.
person you've got to take.
Yes,
And
yeah.
so,
And
you
throw
know,
the knife and fork away. Just
That's
get
right,
into it
just
with
pick
your
up that,
fingers,
yeah.
I just,
But no, they are nice when
But
cooked
I've
properly.
had some quail round at Grab a Bargain. They were giving them away virtually, but they were just breasts,
Yeah,
and there were 16 little breasts in there, and I
Wow.
actually crumbed
Yeah.
them, and gee, they were pretty. Because they're so quick to cook.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
crumb
but
that
I didn't
tiny
realise
little
you could buy rabbits anymore though.
Yeah, at the butcher shop. Yeah,
Well, I
if you
know
want
it's nice
fork
to
it
know they're
out.
farm
Yeah, farmed. I was
rabbits,
going to
though,
say I would
so-
never buy a wild rabbit. Jesus.
no, but there's a
I
few
don't think
pets
you could.
around
Yeah.
town that you could go and get.
Yeah.
Yes, but rabbits up here are not very healthy.
No.
My boys had a rabbit over in Wyndham when
I
they
would
were
need a pet
kids,
rabbit.
and they picked it up one day in the heat, and the
just-
whole skin just slipped out off.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh.
rabbits are very easy to skin.
And they weren't designed for hot weather either.
No, they're not.
Well, I was up
Very
in
cold weather.
Arkaroola in South Australia there. I've never seen such a variety of colours of rabbits.
Oh, okay,
Well,
well
the-
done.
Yeah, wild
Yeah.
ones. They were wild. They were, you know, they were sort of black and white,
Yeah.
brown and white.
We
They
were-
were dotted, and it was just amazing.
Well, over in
we were going to go out
Queensland,
trapping.
You have a pet rabbit in Queensland. You're up for $16,000. It's a fine, because I saw the sign just again the other day when I was over there, and I'd gone up into the country, and rabbits are just
You can't
absolute.
blame them if you have a
Oh,
look at
no.
what it costs
Yeah.
our country.
Yeah.
No, they're
Rabbits.
actually
By gee, they saved a
actually
lot of
kept
people
them
too
out of
during the
Queensland.
Depression.
Of course
Oh,
they
yeah.
did, and they're
You know,
still using
yeah.
48 rabbit pelts to make one a good
Yeah,
rat.
yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. Does anybody want another top up of water, drink, tonic?
I'll have some
whatever?
more water, thanks.
More water? What about Ronnie? You
So
want some more
digressing
tonic?
slightly, have you heard that Bob's due home on Friday?
Yes, Ronnie was telling me, and Nim's very excited, and I'm a bit concerned about how he's going to cope, because I don't know that Philip's going to be that much of a good nurse.
Well, he's their official carer for both of them now.
I think, but is he having a man look at how you actually nurse someone with only half a leg?
I think Philip is far too self-absorbed and entrenched
Exactly.
in his own needs and desires. That's why Auntie Nim is fading fast.
But by the same
looks really
token,
good
she was
today.
saying yesterday she was all excited and good, but
She was fine on Saturday when she came
Yeah,
to the
she said
markets,
that.
which was her first one. But when you look at how she is now to what she was 6 months ago, the deterioration has been quite rapid. Philip is too critical.
Dip on those biscuits for me, please.
Philip is far too critical. You know, he pulls her up. He tells her constantly that she's not listening, which is a problem.
And
we
for
have
someone,
Thank you. That's it.
apart from anything else, where's his respect for a lady that's been through a life like she's been through and her age?
Well,
to pull her up. I mean,
wouldn't
honestly.
he wouldn't be thinking about that, would he?
That's what I was saying about my sister telling the old girl that she's nothing but a selfish old. Well, you don't growl old people like that.
No.
And Uncle Bob has lost the farm, basically. Philip doesn't allow him to do anything.
I said to to Philip
Thanks.
and Paul the other day,
Thanks.
come across them somewhere. And anyway, I said, oh, Bob's still got some chooks, hasn't he?
No, they're Philip's now.
And no, Philip said, yes, he's still got 20. And I said, oh, yeah, you're not going to take his chooks away, are you? He loves those chooks. And Philip said, oh, no. The rest are gone. They got rid of a lot.
What did they get rid of?
Oh, some of his chooks.
Well, when I was out there, it's a while ago now, but I was buying eggs from them, and I asked Norma about, or Bob, one of them, about the eggs, and Philip just chimed in straight away about my eggs now or something, and I just turned around and said, "I'm speaking to the lady of the house." He just, oh, it'd be like that,
Is he still with Mason? What's her name?
No.
What happened there?